Welcome to another episode of ITT Podcast. Welcome, everybody. My name's Yu Hong.
I'm Ken.
Yep, today we are going to tell you something that is pretty fast.
What?
Do you know?
Fast one. Is it what?
So today we are going to talk about, do you realize that you know how to differentiate copy or get inspired?
Okay, it is going to be hitting me out because I hate copy stuff.
Yep.
And I hate it when I realize that there's one market from one country who always copy thing. But because of that copy thing, right, they become so huge already. They're well developed already. Last time we talked about, when we talk about copy stuff, it's definitely their country one.
No, I think as in my at least in my family, this is what we said, like, why this quality is so like,
bad one.
So
it's from
bad.
This country, right?
I think it's from I don't know. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
I think we need to sort of like share first what is the thought, what is the definitions of copy and inspired.
Inspired.
So people like to say, I got inspired by this, I got inspired by that, am I right? So,
but you don't know, probably at that process, you accidentally
copy the entire thing.
Just infringe that. Do you know that infringement in Malaysia law?
It's considered very serious law.
It's a very serious law. Let's bring a very, 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 should we say it like a normal norm that is not encourageable. According to Copyright Act in Malaysia law, a lot of people like to like first hit to the cinema and they like to like video cam the whole content, and
it's still happening.
Yeah, it's still happening actually, and they put it online and people just watch it. No matter is it like alive or like they pre-record everything and the quality is bad and everything, and they do burn that content and sell it into CD. Those are, I know I said CD, but I realize that there are people who do stuff like that because they realize that, I'm doing CD, and the market of the industry, they know right now we are not good. Let me ask you, do you have a CD player at home?
I don't have already.
Yeah, so that's why. So they kind of sell it in that way, and a person who can able to like download it and they kind of distribute it in other way.
It is a year 2000 kind of stuff because nowadays even our laptop also doesn't have CD-ROM already. Yep. We can't really play any CD, but I do I do understand that there are people who purposely don't say recording the entire thing. Let's just say that you are entering the cinema and then you take out your Instagram. Take out your Instagram. You switch on your Instagram.
You launch the app.
And then you put Insta story. And then you thought that, never mind, my Insta story, my 24 hours. Nope, you're infringing.
Or Insta Reels.
That is actually that is actually infringing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come back to the definition of copy and inspired first, because a lot of people like to use inspired, but actually they have already infringed, and then they have already accidentally stepped into the infringing the copyright .
Yep.
So copy means that whatever that you see on my right, it's actually equal to my left.
Yep.
It's like you cannot just use Nike logo and then you put it on your shoe, you paste it and say this is from Nike. No, that's copy.
That's copy. And you're gonna sit for like, you're gonna face law with, probably you'll get fined or get jail. And
you'll get fined and jail.
The sentence is not like those fine where you can afford, or the jail sentence that it's probably like half a year.
I don't think that no matter
not.
how also you have we call it a criminal records. Like people will recognize you. This is the person. Let's say Ken has infringed something. Ken is someone that hold criminal records and said, this guy infringed things before. That is not good one.
I think there's a gray line of between the black and white of saying that, are you copying or are you infringing?
No, are you copying or inspiring?
Are you copying or inspiring?
Okay,
because
it brings to one of my thought, because we were discussing this just now. Quick questions to you.
To the audience.
There's a lot of zombie related movies and drama series. Okay? Ooh. And we have World War Z, we have Walking Dead. And when you watch Train to Busan, yep. Do you think that they are copying or they got inspired?
I personally think, because I watched Train to Busan and I'm a fan of Walking Dead last time when I was young. So I think they got inspired with the element of zombie.
Agreed. because they got inspired. Then from the market perspective,
Yeah.
you need to produce something where there's a high demand from the market, right?
Yep.
The audience like
And
zombie.
that, at back then, those era, because Korean is a country that, not saying that English is not a norm in their country, but not a mass audience are gonna consume the Walking Dead, this type of content.
True.
Because it's like a Western thing.
Yep.
And there's a language barrier right there.
Okay.
But if they create the same element, because they liked, probably the producer or the content creator, no matter, okay, they create the element of zombie and they spread this element just in their country. So people will, like, the people that don't really consume overseas content, they will like, oh, this thing is a zombie. Oh, zombie likes to eat brain. Something like that. Something like that.
True. What I wanted to say is Train to Busan 1, it seems that we can say that it's inspired by the Western's zombie related movie.
Yep.
But Train to Busan 2, I don't agree with that already.
I haven't watched that.
Then after you realize that on Netflix you have Kingdoms, you have all sort of different zombie oriented kind of series and movie. From there, I would say that it's to me it's overrated.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, it's very overrated.
I think the zombie content, no matter is it a drama, is it a movie, it's overrated.
It's overrated. So,
especially the Korean country produced content.
And during the first, I would say that particular time where we realized that there's a Train to Busan, right? At that point, you say, okay, it's inspired.
Because it's one. There's only the first and one.
The first,
movie.
and then I would say the very early stage lah. And then later you create more, like even Parasite also. Have you watched Parasite?
Parasite, no.
Parasite is not so zombie related lah.
No, it's not.
But okay, maybe Korean side I might wrong, but let's bring it to China. Okay, the country that I refer at the early of this podcast is China. So the market, they copy lah.
It's doomed.
I mean,
It's
they
doomed.
copy.
Any trouble, this is a
find
sign
me,
of trouble.
like 1 tick, 2 tick, and then all Nike, and then you change Nike to Niek. That's China.
Like probably you can find inspired shoes.
I don't call that inspired. I would just say that they are copying.
No, you gotta listen. You gotta listen what I'm gonna drop you.
What?
Probably you're gonna find inspired shoe in Petaling Jaya called Nike Das. It's a crossover with Adidas.
Really?
Yes. I seen that once. Then I was like,
So how's
wow.
the logo design with the clothes? I mean the leaf.
It's.
The tick is basically.
I'm gonna describe, and you audience try to like imagine by yourself. It's the beginning of a thick and suddenly convert into 3 lines. It's like a short thick with 3 lines following up like a shadow lines.
Alright.
Then they call Nike Das. Then the person that gonna like try to persuade me to buy, saying that this is the latest version where it's not officially launched to the world.
Oh wow!
Then I was like, at that time I remember I was like very young. It's like probably like 10 years old. I was like, wow.
It was not launched, but then it was launched in Petaling Street.
Like they have it. This is exclusive.
That's the thing. It's like
Do you call that shoe infringe, or do you call that shoe?
That's definitely infringing. That's definitely copying, infringing. But it's
they
not
kind of
inspired.
create like their own version. Yeah.
Okay, that's a gray area.
They take.
But
this is
sorry,
what I
but
said.
let's talk based on the law, based on the rules, based on what we understand, based on the IP. This is the entire ideas of having the tick and the 3 clothes of Adidas is still belongs to Nikes and Adidas.
Yes.
Okay, we cannot
can't deny. We can't deny.
If you want to get inspired by them, you only can get inspired. But if I realize when I see your logo, immediately I thought of, hey, this is Nike. Oh, this is Adidas. Then you're considered copying already. You're not inspiring. Okay, you cannot just go and claim that they also use tick. What the tick belongs to the universe. It's not belongs to Nike only. So I can use the tick. No, you're wrong. That is considered infringe, because it is the method of going back to the consumer who the first recognitions to what you see. It's either it belongs to your brand or it belongs to the original brand. Like for instance, this one it's originally belongs to Nike or Adidas.
Yes.
So that's the point. But it brings me to another discussion where if that we still wanted to talk about the supply and demands. Why they purposely go and infringe? Because they know that in the market,
there's people who support this copy product.
Exactly.
Because it's cheaper, because it's what. But I gotta tell this point of view that I heard from somebody. I totally forgot who, but I'm not quoting him. But the message that he delivered, I think it makes sense. Where a product, an original product, it's expensive. It's not just because of the material. It's because of the ideation and the copyright that he have. Because he create that and he owns that.
That is the reason why it is expensive.
But if the market, if the industry are highly overrated, like create a copy product, one-to-one, like an AirPods, like everybody buys that, but just without the brands right there. Do you know that we are somehow destroying the future AirPods? Why I want to say in this way is because of, if right now you are supporting this stuff, the creator, the person who have this idea, they don't own that much. They can't sustain their living by using their ideas anymore.
Yep.
So further, and how do we know? In the future, probably they realize as in, okay, you know what, fine.
You might have one question in your mind right now and say, "Hiya, both of you talk so much lah. Nike also not taking action." You're wrong. Nike and all the big brands who gonna infringe. I'm referring to Nike and Adidas. We all know that. You go to Petaling Street, you can see the whole stretch of Adidas and Nike. They have peoples, and they are always, I would say, every day, 365 days in a year, they are in the legal process of suing people. It's just that it is too much. It is not worth for you to get supposedly go and get journalists to come report.
Headlines,
no.
What for?
Because to them, it's very common, and you're like, common ma, it's common. That's the common that is wrong. We shouldn't be letting this common to be
supporting how people practice it, where it is a wrong thing.
Okay, we are not saying that. Okay, according to the copyright law lah. Malaysia, not the other country one. You go and read 1987 copyright law. Even though you say 1987 no amendment, that one you go and ask your Abba. Parliament no open. If you use it for academic purpose or education purpose or charitable purpose, yang tu tak apa. But if you use the Nike, let's say I'm taking Nike easy.
Just for making money.
If you use it and then you make money, you're wrong. Don't go and say, claim, I don't know lah, this lah. No, you are wrong means you are wrong.
There's some, what brings that, I think we can bring up to another stuff that I can always able to see online, on Instagram specifically, point it out. There's an artist make this post and people not infringe, they got inspired.
Bullshit.
They got inspired and they create that. To be frank, I'm standing in the neutral because I'm not sure. I'm standing in the gray area. They got inspired with that. Photos are so beautiful and they want to create similar stuff. But at the same time, they kind of copy the pose or the colors or anything. Not saying that it's not true. Imagine there's a white t-shirt and every brands have their own white t-shirts. Is that considered copy or is that considered infringe?
No, that one is totally a different field because
inspired,
when it comes to shirt or this kind of fashions, you cannot. But let's say that
an Instagram post, as you said, if it's infringed by just copying, but posting on Instagram, not everybody is making money. People may just I'm having fun.
Well, that's
let us know.
Posting on
what do you think?
On Instagram that one, or posting on social media that one, or they are still in a very gray area because people are still claiming that you put online public you let everyone see No, you have to get the fact right. I let everyone see. It doesn't mean that I let everyone to use. That's the fact. Get your fact right. And then if you are someone who always copy other people's stuff, beware.
Oh my god. Do you get haunted? If somebody tell me
beware. I don't know. Maybe one day lah. Or maybe one day
like the Conjuring scene. If I'm sleeping there, I open my eyes. Then that. Beware.
Especially you.
Yeah.
Never mind lah. Okay, whatever lah.
So just wrap it up this episode. Let us know how. What do you define copy? What do you define infringe? Have you experienced that before, or anything that related? Please comment down
last
below.
Question before we wrap it up and say bye bye.
Yeah.
When we do podcasts,
yeah,
are we inspired by someone or are we copying someone?
I think
Okay, that's all for today. Follow our social. If you
Wow.
have answer to that questions, leave it down below in the comment box.
what do you think? What do you think?
Are we copy?
We copy or we inspire?
But who are we inspiring from? Okay, then.
That's what I want to ask.
Okay, we need to rap. Producers say rap already.
Yeah.
All right.
So hit the thumbs up below and subscribe if you aren't already. Comments down below. Let us know what's your thought. We will love to know that.
Yep.
And we seriously read every comments. And our Apple Podcast is available on
Apple Podcast. You say Apple Podcast is available, and Spotify is available on Spotify.
Correct.
And we are so tired. Goodbye.
Meet you up next time.